Welcome back to the Daily Bitcoin 5. 5 stories every day that matter to Bitcoin. Today on the Bitcoin 5, strategy expands USD Reserve by a huge $525 million, but also has started buybacks. Watch until the end to discover the importance of this latest development. Let's go. Before the stories, the Bitcoin price check. Current price. About $65,100 Bitcoin has reclaimed the $65,000 level after a solid month of gains, up 8.3% from 4 weeks ago. The most striking metric remains the 4-year performance. Bitcoin has surged 206.8% since July 2022, turning about $21,200 into today's about $65,100. Story 5, Bitcoin reclaims $65,000 on weekend pump. Bitcoin pushed back above $65,000 over the weekend in what traders characterized as a low liquidity rally. Ethereum simultaneously moved toward around $1,950, with the Ethereum Bitcoin pair posting its highest weekly close in 3 months, suggesting altcoins may be gaining relative strength. Weekend pumps often face skepticism due to thin trading volumes that can amplify moves in either direction. The real test will come when traditional markets reopen and institutional flows return. The takeaway is simple. Liquidity can still move the market violently, even when the bigger long-term story looks calm. Story 4. Strive buys 79 Bitcoin and now holds 20,000 Bitcoin on the balance sheet. This week, Strive have hit a key milestone of 20,000 Bitcoin on the balance sheet, now valued at $1.28 billion. This latest purchase, at an average cost of about $65,700, shows the Bitcoin Treasury Company model remains alive and well, even during these prolonged bear market conditions. Story 3. Saylor defends Bitcoin's institutional integration. Michael Saylor pushed back against Bitcoin purists who reject institutional adoption, arguing that opposing Bitcoin's integration with banks, corporations, exchanges, governments, and traditional financial markets would deny its benefits to 99% of the world and doom it to 1% of its potential. The statement garnered significant attention with nearly 7,000 likes. The comment reflects a deepening philosophical divide within the Bitcoin community between those who prioritize radical decentralization and self-custody versus those who believe mainstream adoption requires institutional rails. Story 2. Crypto Clarity Act gains massive institutional backing. A coalition of financial giants representing over $39 trillion in assets is pushing hard for the Crypto Clarity Act to pass within the next 2 weeks. President Trump, Treasury Secretary Bessent, Senator Lummis, BlackRock, $15 trillion, Charles Schwab, $13 trillion, Fidelity, $7 trillion, and Goldman Sachs, $4 trillion, are all aligned behind the legislation. The bipartisan momentum signals that regulatory clarity may finally arrive after years of uncertainty. If passed, the Act would establish clear frameworks for digital asset classification and compliance, potentially unlocking institutional capital that has remained sidelined due to regulatory ambiguity. Story 1. Strategy expands USD Reserve by $525 million. Michael Saylor's strategy announced a major balance sheet update, increasing its USD reserve by $525 million to $3.75 billion, while maintaining its massive Bitcoin position of 843,775 Bitcoin. The company now has 2.1 years of dividend coverage, signaling enhanced financial flexibility as it continues executing its dual treasury strategy. This move reflects Strategy's evolution beyond being purely a Bitcoin accumulation vehicle. By building substantial dollar reserves alongside its crypto holdings, the company appears to be positioning itself for sustained operations while maintaining optionality in volatile markets. But arguably, an even bigger development is this week's Strategy bought back $25 million STRC under its Digital Credit Securities Repurchase Program. By purchasing 288,930 at a discount, not only is thus accretive to common shareholders, but it also reduces ongoing dividend obligations. What might be more important than this repurchase alone is the signal to the market that STRC has a buyer of last resort, and with STRC trading up 2.2% in pre-market, it will be fascinating to see just how quickly STRC trades back up to par. Another huge week of execution from Strategy on their path to potentially becoming one of, if not the largest company in the world. That's today's Bitcoin 5. Let me know your favourite story from today in the comments below, and subscribe now so tomorrow's update lands directly in your feed. I'll see you tomorrow.